Welcome back to this episode of Points Before Power. Today we're going to help all you folks out there that just don't know where to begin. You might have watched our previous two episodes where we shared a couple examples and feel overwhelmed like, how did you do this? How did you know how to do all these types of things? Well, you're in luck. Today we're going to answer all those simple questions of where to begin with credit card reward points.
You're not going to be successful if you don't actually obtain the card that you're applying for. So the two things I would say here is, one, you want a score of 720 or better. That's going to get you approved for most cards. And also the number of cards that you have opened in the past 24 months should be 4 or less. And that includes cards that you're also an authorized user on. The reason I pick those numbers is Chase has a steadfast rule called the 524 rule. And that's 5 cards in the past 24 months with any bank. It doesn't just have to be Chase. So those are the things you're going to want to know before you apply for a card. If you don't keep track of those things on your own, I strongly recommend Credit Karma. It's a free service. You can go on there and it'll let you know what your credit score is, also how many cards you've opened in the past 24 months.
Getting frequent flyer miles or hotel loyalty points for a location your airline does not fly or your hotel loyalty brand has no facilities really defeats the purpose. So you might either have to find a new location or find a different card to open.
So, Mike, I would say there are 3 different types of cards that you should be focused on to get ready to go on a credit card reward point vacation. I would call it 1, airline, 2, cash back, and 3, hotel cards. So before we jump into that, you're going to want to make sure that you're able to make the spend requirements to obtain the bonus that you signed up for.
Correct. And one quick tip, beware of any return purchases that could cause you to miss your spend requirements.
Yeah, that's a great one, Mike. Also, another quick tip is before you apply for any loyalty card, airline or hotel, you're going to want to make sure that you first obtain the free membership account from that loyalty program. So, for example, if you're going to apply for a Southwest card, get the free membership ID from Southwest. You'll be requested to give that when you're applying for your credit card. If you don't have it, they'll assign you one, and it's very difficult then to obtain the appropriate access to where your points are ultimately being deposited. So be proactive, thank me later. And since I brought up airline cards, let's talk about those real quick. So Southwest, American, United, those are just a couple that I've used in the past. I highly recommend the Southwest for a beginner card. It's very user-friendly. I'm in the Midwest, fly to Milwaukee, goes to a lot of different places. Typical annual fee for that card would be about $69. You spend anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 to get 40,000 to 60,000 points. They're always changing what the welcome bonuses are, so these are pretty vague general rules. Also, to put things in perspective, Milwaukee to Orlando on a nonstop flight, round trip is typically $20,000 per person on the high end. So easily you're going to get 2 free round trips by applying for that card. Could be as many as 4.
The next card we want to talk about is the cash back card. 2 examples of these are a Bank of America Premium Rewards card or the Chase Sapphire Preferred card. Typically, these cards separately, you receive $500 after you spend $3,000 in the first 3 months. This equates to about 17% cash back, and the cards usually have other benefits such as statement credits, TSA pre-check, or airline incidentals. I know, for example, the Chase Sapphire Preferred is also offering a Peloton and grocery benefit due to there not being as much traveling right now. We're not going to go into each benefit that the cards might have because they're ever changing.
Hey, Mike, real quick, quick tip would be if the card has a fee, that fee does not count toward the spend limit. So again, if it's $95 annual fee and it's not waived the first year and you need to spend $3,000, make sure you spend $3,095 because that $95 will not apply towards the spend requirement.
The next example are the entry tier cards. They have no annual fee, and a good one that we recommend for this is the Chase Freedom Unlimited. And that typically will give you $200 after you spend just $500 in the first 3 months. That's 40% cash back. Now, if you want to maximize your points, you can get both of these Chase cards and combine the points you receive from both the Chase Sapphire Preferred and the Chase Freedom Unlimited to maximize the point return.
And now to close out the third type would be the hotel card. So that could be the Chase Bonvoy, formerly the Marriott card. That one is both in American Express and Chase, the Bonvoy, American Express Hilton, or the Chase IHG, the International Hotel Group. All three of these cards I've had, and all three hotel brands have chains that cover different levels of, I guess I'd say, class hotel, anything from really cheap to palatial. So obviously the cheaper ones are going to cost you less points, and on the other side of that, the more expensive ones, the more fancy ones are going to be more expensive. But in general, you should receive no less than 3 free nights at an upper to mid-level hotel. So all these cards are going to have unique perks that are specific to them. For example, they're going to grant different levels of status. They all use their own naming conventions, but they're going to get free internet, a bottle of water, perhaps room upgrades. Some of the nicer perks are if you stay 3 or 4 nights, you get the next one, so the fourth or the fifth one free. But again, those have to be booked with points, so it's a great way to utilize your points. And another one that's real common is if you get a free annual night upon card renewal. That last perk, that keeps me using most of these cards year round, because I gladly pay a $95 annual fee to receive a free night certificate that's worth $200, sometimes up to $300. So those are all cards that I'd recommend and use.
Now, that's just a quick introduction to the 3 different types of cards that we recommend using. Again, those were airline credit cards, cashback credit cards, and hotel credit cards. You might not necessarily need to open all 3 to go on a trip, but it's a good way, if you are able to open all 3, to get a trip at a significant discount.
Yeah, real quick, Mike, I would add is, this is going to take a process. So maybe over 6 months, you open these 3 cards. A couple months later, you're planning your vacation. So you ultimately want to try to start doing this at least 18 months prior to going somewhere, and you'll be happy that you did.
That's true. Well, I think that was a really good intro to anyone that might be kind of confused or lost. So if there's anything else you want to add, Paul, otherwise we can sign off for now.
No, I'm great. Take care.
Bye.